Hi Facebook, this is Gwyneth and Zac from Fixer Upper Fitness coming to you live for our FAQ Frequently Asked Questions Friday at Fixer Upper.
Except we're not at Fixer Upper.
No, we are not. We are, the children are napping, so...
we're at the Jones Kingdom.
We're at the Jones... You're talking really quiet because the kids are napping.
I am. I'll talk louder.
Okay. Yeah, so... We've had some great feedback over the last week that you guys are watching our videos, and that is so exciting.
Yeah, thanks.
Hopefully a way to encourage you, a way for some information to be spread.
Share it with all your friends. So we have our question again. This is our fourth video already. We have a question. This is one that I get asked a lot at the Fixer Upper and at other gyms and other places that I go where folks are familiar with our profession. And that is, what happens, or I guess the question is, I missed a week of the gym or my nutrition. Did I lose all my progress? And so that's a frequently asked question. And today I want to talk about 3 myths and the truths that go with those myths about what happens when you miss a couple workouts or when you fall off your nutrition bandwagon. So the question is, again, when I miss my workout or a week of workouts, will I begin to lose all my progress? And I'm going to answer that with a couple myths and some truths. So the first myth is you start losing muscle as soon as you stop working out. And I'm here to answer it. That's just not true. It takes a little bit of time for your body to start taking away added muscle. And there's a couple things to go with that. I did write some notes, so that's why I'm looking down. But for the average person who's coming in and just on a maintenance protocol, it takes like 3 to 4 weeks before your body's going to begin to start breaking down the extra muscle tissue that it added. It took a lot of energy to put it there, and it does take energy to take it away as well. And so what keeps muscle on your body is the activity increasing or maintaining a constant workout. Once it takes about 3 to 4 weeks before your body says, I'm not using this anymore, I'm not going to keep it around. Your body doesn't want to keep extra tissue or extra muscle around that it's not using because it's not efficient use of its energy. Your body is an excellent machine, if you will, about using the right amount of energy. It wants to save as much as possible. This is part of the reason why working out is so hard, is because you're telling your body to do something and expend energy that it hasn't accounted for. That's why working out is hard. When you work out, you're telling your body that you need something, and then it'll build the muscle up there. When you stop working out, it's going to hold on to it for a little while because it took a lot of energy to get it there, but eventually it's going to get rid of it. Your body is all about surviving, and it will not keep anything around that it does not need, and that includes muscle that's not being used. It should be noted that athletes will, it's just kind of weird, athletes will end up losing muscle a little bit quicker than someone who's on like a maintenance protocol or the average person that's hitting the gym, and that is because they tend to carry a little bit more muscle on them. So the average person will take about 3 to 4 weeks. An athlete who's carrying extra muscle on because he's competing and he stops, all of a sudden he's going to lose, or she's going to lose muscle just a little bit faster than the other one. The third answer to that myth, which is, remember the myth was you start losing muscle after you miss a week of workout. It takes longer than that. Athletes will lose it faster, and then typically what happens, you think about, your muscles are going to start to shrink down and whatnot. Typically you're going to lose your aerobic or your endurance capacity first, and before you lose the actual muscle fibers getting smaller and whatnot. So to answer those questions, 3 to 4 weeks. So you have yourself a little bit of a buffer there. You can miss a week or 2 or even 3 and then get right back in there. Myth number 2 is all my muscle's going to turn to fat, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the first one. And that, like I mentioned before, muscles will decrease, and the truth is your muscles aren't going to turn to fat. That's just not how physiologically how things work. However, you may notice a difference. Your muscle tone may decrease, and that's, again, we're talking about how the muscles will the muscles tend to get smaller when you stop working out. They don't turn to fat. It kind of seems that way. And you also may gain a little weight if you stop working out, if your energy input stays the same, because your energy output will go down. Now, Gwyneth, can you speak into anything about energy level when you stop working out for a period of time? What happens?
Well, your muscle burns more calories than fat. So if you already have the muscle in your body, and we just talked about we're not losing the muscle, your resting expenditure is still the same. The only difference would be the actual calories you're burning when you're going to the gym, when you're working out. Those calories aren't being burned because you're not working out.
Right.
So
you might notice that you're a little bit in a funk when you stop working out, or you miss a week of workouts, and that's because your energy equation is kind of off a little bit. Your body was very used to burning a set amount of calories and doing a set amount of work and taking in the amount of calories, and then you've thrown that off by decreasing the amount of calories that you're actually expending. And you'll notice we'll have a lot of clients that come in after missing some time, and they'll say, "Man, I just couldn't sleep. I was tired all day, and then I couldn't sleep." And that's because they're off the rhythm there. Once again, you're not really losing any strength at that point. What you are losing is you're getting out of sync there a little bit. And your body's just kind of in a I guess,
you're messing up
you're
your
just not
rhythm.
balanced. And but again, it takes more than 3 weeks for you to start to lose the weight. Your muscles are not going to turn into fat. The muscle tone will go down, and you might feel a little less energetic, and that tends to lend itself to you feeling just not altogether there, not right, and we start to be a little our self-image starts to go down a little bit after that.
I think the trick with that too, Zach, is a lot of people feel like they've missed a week, they've lost all progress, and they should just stop. But don't stop. Come back into the gym. I mean, get working out again, and you'll find that routine. It's like riding a bike. You'll get back into the routine, and you'll see progress again.
Right. Oh, so one more myth here, and then we'll sum things back up. The last myth, I'm going to let Gwyneth really take this one, because this is more nutritional. We kind of touched on it a little bit. But if I miss a week of my diet, or a day of my diet even, what happens? What's the truth there? If the myth is if I miss one day or 1 week, I got to start from scratch. I got to start all over. What is the truth when it comes to missing a day of our diet?
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel like they're on a very strict, regimented diet, so they know exactly what they're eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So when they mess up, it's like a torpedo came in and hit their diet, and then they want to give up, and they feel like, well, I've messed up now. I just really need to, call it quits. So it's kind of been ruined. But the problem is that people go from really regimented, they mess up, and then we have this yo-yo pattern of up and down and up and down, and our body does not like that. It causes stress for our body. So when you feel like you've messed up, say, wow, I really enjoyed whatever that was.
Exactly.
I enjoyed my burger and fries, or I enjoyed my milkshake or whatever. And then get back on track. I mean, there's no secret to well, if I messed up, then I'm ruined. No, just it was one thing, and you probably wanted it and deserved it and enjoyed it, and then there's different ways of fueling your body, and the most important part is that consistency, where 80% of the time you're doing exactly what's right, and 20% of the time you're living your life to the fullest. So
your body is really good at telling you what it needs, and sometimes you need a little extra catnap, and sometimes if you're really hungry, chances are you need something to eat. So but today's video can really be summed up with kind of something we talked about last week, which was when you're in a rut. Was that what we talked about last week, when you're in a workout?
That was like a Wednesday post.
A Wednesday post. Some of you guys may have seen that, about what to do when you're in a workout rut. Well, I use that analogy a lot of times, is that your body really likes to be in a rut. It likes to be someplace, and so it takes a lot of energy to get in and out of that rut. That's nutritionally and in your workout. And so it's important to know that just because you step out just for a day, your body is going to want to keep going in the direction that you've been training it to go. So if you got 4 weeks under your belt of being really good, you're starting to dig that nice healthy rut. It's a healthy rut. And if you take a detour, you step out of the rut for a second, your body's there's momentum. There's momentum that your body wants to stay moving in that direction because it's going to function a whole lot better. So we'll sum up here. This is a little bit longer of a video, but we'll sum up here. The question we talked about today was, if I miss a week, do I lose all my progress? And then just want to talk about, it takes 3 to 4 weeks to start losing some muscle mass and some strength. Your muscle's not going to turn to fat, even if you do miss a couple. If anything, it's just going to get a little more deconditioned, right? We talked about how it's endurance first, and then you might lose some muscle strength even after that. But we're talking about almost a month before that happens. Unless you're an athlete, that happens a little bit faster. And then on your nutrition side, what was it again?
Oh yeah, we're just to stay the course.
Stay the course.
Keep your rut strong, and encourage yourself for the work that you have put in. If you're 80% of the way there, that's a great benchmark. Stay 80%, and then don't be discouraged when you mess up, because that you're not messing up. You're just living your life, and get back on track. Eat healthy things again, and then you'll be fine.
All right, so just a few more things. We're going to post this video on YouTube, and there'll be a link right there. We'd like you to, when you watch it on YouTube, it's not here right now because this is Facebook. We are going to post this video to YouTube and share it to Facebook. We'd love for you to click that and like the Facebook page. Also like the YouTube page and the Facebook page. Leave a comment, share this with your friends, and always share your questions with us as well. We'd be more than happy to answer them on text, or we'll pop up on one of our frequently asked question videos that we do every single Friday. But until then, see you next time.
Bye. Thanks for watching.
Bye.